this recording? I think so. Hey guys, I just want to do a quick video because I think I can explain verbally better than it's going to take me to write it all down and post it on my social media. So I hope I can get this out quick. What I want to talk about is the term moderation. So I noticed that we hear it all the time. You know, you want to everything in moderation. You want to do everything in moderation. That's a healthy lifestyle. It's a healthy way to be. You know, you're not depriving yourself of anything, but you're still, you know, living a healthy lifestyle. That's kind of the whole idea as far as, you know, health and wellness goes behind the word moderation when we're talking about meal plans and exercise and whatever. But what I notice is that perception is different with everyone. So when I'm telling somebody, you know, everything in moderation, to Sally, it may mean one thing, and to John, it may mean another thing. It all depends on what their lifestyle is already at. So when what I want to focus on particularly, because there's just so many things, is alcohol. So we all like, you know, our glass of wine. Well, not me in particular, but I think I'm probably one of the only people that I know that doesn't have wine on a regular basis. It's just become something that, you know, it's socially acceptable, and people think of it, especially red wine, they think of it as, you know, well, I'm getting my antioxidants in, and my doctors told me, you know, 1 glass of red wine is good for my health every night, and it kind of like, it's like, it calms you down and gets you ready for bed and whatever. But it's, we get back to the term moderation. How big is your glass? If you're talking about, you know, well, I'm only having 1 glass of wine. Well, I've seen people with fishbowl glasses of wine, and that's no longer a glass of wine, that's half a bottle. So if that's what you enjoy, that's fine. And I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm not here to, you know, preach or whatever. I guess I should, I can hear things going on in the background. I'm sorry if you can hear that too. Hang on. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna try to do this without editing it. So let's take somebody, we're speaking specifically about alcohol right now. I'll get to sugar and fats and all that another time. But it's all relevant. It's all the same thing. So when you're talking about moderation, when I say, you know, when I make somebody up a meal plan and they say, well, you know, I'm gonna use this as a guide, or I'm gonna try to stick to this, but I need my glass of wine every night. I need people to know that 1 glass of wine a night is probably okay, but you're not going to get the results physically and probably mentally too, or emotionally too, that you want, if you can't kind of at some time let that go. The liver is a huge component when it comes to losing weight, when it comes to your metabolism. Basically, the liver's function, one of the liver's function, its main function is it's a filtering system. Another one of its functions is it's in control of your metabolism. So when the liver kind of decides, it processes fat and turns it into energy and sends it to the right place in your body so that you can expend that energy. If you're drinking too much, or you're drinking every night, it's going to affect your metabolism. And it's also, not only that, I mean, even if you are having red wine, that's probably, you're still going to end up a little bit bloated. More so with, you know, the sugary drinks and stuff, you're going to, if you're somebody who likes to socialize and you're drinking a lot of beer, or you're drinking mixed drinks, there are cleaner drinks, but even if you're drinking the cleanest drink, so you're drinking a low carb, low sugar drink, your liver still knows what's going on, and it's still slowing down, and it's still going, hey, and it's going to affect where your body is going to put the fat. So rather than, you know, processing that alcohol and that food that you've eaten that night properly, it's going to put things to fat cells. It's slowing everything down, and it's not working properly. So you have to take that into consideration. So going back to the word moderately, or moderation, when I tell people, you know, everything in moderation, you gotta live. I mean, I understand that. I don't have a great social life, so I'm not the best person to talk to about this. I'm more of a homebody. I always have been. But having said that, I get a lot of flack because I think, or I don't get a lot of flack, I think it's in my head. People think that I'm just genetically lucky. And that's not the case. Obesity runs in my family. Anxiety runs in my family. Depression runs in my family. So, and people who have watched previous videos know that I dealt with anxiety growing up. I've had to watch my son grow up. My son's 16 now. But I mean, he was diagnosed with autism when he was 3. He's past that now. It was always high functioning. But I had to watch him go through everything I went through as a child. And back when I was a kid, nobody knew about autism. Nobody knew about these spectrum disorders. So guaranteed, I would have been diagnosed if I were a kid nowadays. I would have been diagnosed with, for sure, hyperactivity. I would have been diagnosed with anxiety. I probably would have been labeled as a high-functioning person with autism. So having obesity run in my family on both sides, both my mother's side and my father's side, and having anxiety, I'm pretty sure run on both sides, even though more so on the one side. I could have very well taken, you know, other outlets. I could have used other outlets to help me deal with everything. But at an early age, I got into sports and athletics, and then I started my fitness regimen on my own and whatever, very young, and this has been my outlet. So anyways, I'm getting off track, but it's not genetic, okay? Some of it's genetic, but I work really, really hard, and I'm not looking for praise or anything like that. I'm just I'm hoping that this can inspire other people to do the same thing. So back to the alcohol. If somebody's having 3 glasses of wine or a big fishbowl glass of wine a night, and I say, okay, take it down to moderate, drink it moderately, but you know, watch, and this is what it can do and whatever. If you're not willing to let that go, that one thing could be sabotaging your success in the gym. So everything that you could be so strong, you could have, you know, so much, the more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism's gonna run. And, you know, I always put everybody on cardio and strength training. So your cardio can be fantastic. You can have, you know, you can have really good functional strength. But if you don't have the willpower to get that alcohol or sugar or whatever it is, for some people it's cookies, for some people it's alcohol. If you don't have the willpower to moderate that to the point where, you know, maybe you don't need it every night. You're not creating, you could be creating a caloric deficit, but you're sabotaging it by what you're doing, what you're causing to your liver. Sorry, I tried to pick a night where I thought I would not have any distractions, and I've got some distractions happening tonight. Anyways, so what I'm getting at is, if you are one of those people who you've got something that you're doing moderately, that you think that maybe you can completely eliminate, and you know, if it's sugar, if it's alcohol, whatever it may be, we're kind of focusing on alcohol tonight with my conversation here, but if you can eliminate it completely, if you can eliminate that one thing out of your diet that could be sabotaging, and I'm using alcohol because it does affect your liver, and it's a common thing. Eliminate it completely if you can, for 2 weeks, or ultimately like 3 weeks is good. 21 days you're going to see a major change in your body. If you're one of those people who trains all the time, you're at the gym all the time, you're doing, you know, you're eating, I was gonna say moderately, you're eating healthy, you're doing everything you should be doing, and you're just not seeing those gains. And if you happen to be one of those people who you drink when you go out, and it's fun, I know it is, but that's a whole other topic too, is, you know, drinking the one night and having the greasy foods and whatever, and then having to do this kind of up and down thing where then you're having to create the caloric deficit the next day because you indulged too much the night before. If you can just do everything consistently and for 21 days, take out the alcohol, take out the muffin that you have in the morning with your coffee, take out the cream out of your coffee, eliminate something. And instead of sticking with, moderation, which is kind of self-sabotaging, eliminate it completely and see how your body changes in 21 days. With alcohol, I can guarantee if it's something that you're indulging in, more than 4 times a week, I can guarantee if you eliminate that and you continue with your training and you continue with your healthy eating, you're going to see a difference in your body in after those 21 days. After even 2 weeks, if you can eliminate it, you're going to see a difference. You're going to start to see the definition, and you're going to start to see all that strength that you've worked so hard for. You're going to actually see the results, and it's going to be just a matter of not being bloated and your liver functioning properly. And for that matter, even if you're not somebody who trains all the time in the gym, if you're just somebody who, is moderately active and you are having alcohol daily or every night, if you cut that down, you're going to notice a major change. I'm kind of focusing on people who are at the gym and who are really trying to get a certain look and they're just not achieving it. There's so many things that could be sabotaging it, but alcohol is like the worst thing, and it's because of the way that it affects your liver. So anyways, I'll make another video. I just did a caloric deficit and I've had a lot of questions about that. So I'm gonna do another video soon, but that's a whole other thing, and I tend to be long-winded. That's why this video is as long as it is. So I'm gonna post another video on that very soon. But anyways, I hope I've helped somebody. If you have any questions, you guys, this is mainly for my clients. You guys know where to get me. bodytuner360@gmail.com, or when you come in, I'll just answer your questions. Anyways, have a good night.